Gaming isn't just about graphics or hype, it's about experiences that stay with you forever. Some games don't just entertain you, they shape your taste, challenge your emotions, and redefine what gaming can be. Today, I'm counting down 18 of the best games you should play at least once in your life. From unforgettable stories to legendary gameplay, these are not just games, they're milestones every gamer deserves to experience. 18. Days Gone. Days Gone is a game about isolation, not the cinematic kind, the quiet, crushing kind. The kind where the world has already ended and you're just still here. You play as Deacon St. John, not a chosen one, not a savior, just a man clinging to memories in a world that refuses to remember him back. This isn't a power fantasy, it's survival through routine. Fuel your bike, fix it, ride, fight, repeat. And then there are the hordes. Massive, terrifying swarms that don't care how prepared you think you are. They force you to plan, to adapt, to panic. Few games make fear feel this earned. But beneath the action lies something quieter. Grief, loss, a man unable to let go. Days Gone doesn't rush you, it lets its story breathe, stumble, and slowly reveal itself. And when it finally hits, it hits harder than anyone expected. This is a game that proves first impressions don't define legacy.
17. Detroit: Become Human. Detroit: Become Human doesn't test your reflexes, it tests your values. In a future where androids look, sound, and feel human, the game asks a simple question. At what point does obedience become slavery? Through 3 different perspectives, Connor, Kara, and Marcus, you experience the same world from completely different angles. Law, survival, revolution. Every choice matters, and not in a cosmetic way. Characters live or die based on your decisions. Entire storylines disappear. What makes Detroit powerful isn't just branching paths, it's accountability. The game never tells you what the right answer is. It lets you live with the consequences. Silence becomes tension. Hesitation becomes tragedy. Detroit proves that sometimes the most intense moments in gaming happen when you do nothing at all.
Number 16. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 understands something many superhero games forget. Being Spider-Man isn't about power, it's about responsibility. Swinging through New York feels effortless, fast, and free. It's pure joy. But the game constantly reminds you that freedom comes at a cost. Playing as both Peter Parker and Miles Morales shows 2 sides of the same burden: experience versus hope. Combat is fluid and cinematic, but the real strength lies in the emotional stakes. Villains aren't just enemies, they're mirrors, reflections of what the heroes could become if they lose control. Spider-Man 2 balances spectacle with heart, reminding us why Spider-Man has endured for generations, because under the mask, he's still human.
15. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Uncharted 4 isn't just an adventure, it's a goodbye. Nathan Drake has always chased danger, treasure, and excitement. But in this final chapter, the game asks a deeper question. When is it time to stop? The set pieces are massive. Explosions, chases, collapsing worlds, all the spectacle you'd expect. But the real story happens in quieter moments, conversations, regret, love. Nathan, Elena, and Sam feel real, flawed people trying to hold on to something before it slips away. Uncharted 4 proves that cinematic games don't need to sacrifice emotion for action. It ends not with a bang, but with understanding.
Number 14. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII Remake could have played it safe. Instead, it chose courage. Reimagining one of the most beloved games of all time is a dangerous move, but this remake doesn't exist to replace the original, it exists to reinterpret it. Midgar becomes more than a backdrop. It becomes a living, breathing city full of fear, hope, and resistance. The combat blends action and strategy seamlessly, while the expanded narrative gives iconic characters new emotional depth. Cloud isn't just a hero, he's fractured, confused, human. This remake respects nostalgia, but refuses to be trapped by it. It asks fans to let go, just a little, and trust the journey, and that takes confidence.
Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 is a story about ambition, both in its world and in its creation. Night City is beautiful and cruel, a place where dreams are sold, exploited, and discarded. After years of updates and the Phantom Liberty expansion, the game finally became what it was meant to be. This is a world obsessed with identity, with replacing parts of yourself until you're no longer sure who you are. Characters are morally gray, emotionally complex, and painfully real. Cyberpunk doesn't glorify the future. It warns you about it, about power, about control, about what happens when technology outpaces humanity. Its redemption arc is one of gaming's most fascinating transformations.
12. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is a reminder of what role-playing games were always meant to be. It doesn't rush you, it doesn't limit you, it simply asks, what kind of story do you want to tell? Every choice feels deliberate, and every consequence feels earned. Conversations can turn into friendships, betrayals, or tragedies, depending on a single decision. Combat is tactical, slow, and thoughtful, rewarding creativity over brute force. What truly sets Baldur's Gate 3 apart is respect. Respect for the player's intelligence. The world reacts, remembers, and adapts. You're not following a script, you're shaping one. Few games give this level of freedom while maintaining such strong writing and characters. Baldur's Gate 3 didn't just revive a legendary franchise, it redefined modern RPG design.
Ghost of Tsushima is elegance in motion. Every sword clash feels intentional, every moment framed like a moving painting. But beneath the beauty lies a story of conflict, not just war, but identity. Jin Sakai begins as a samurai bound by honor, yet survival forces him to become something else. The game doesn't celebrate this transformation, it questions it. Combat is clean and deadly, encouraging precision rather than chaos. Exploration feels natural, guided by wind instead of icons, making the world feel alive and untouched. Tsushima isn't just about defeating enemies, it's about losing parts of yourself along the way. Few games balance atmosphere, storytelling, and gameplay with such restraint. Ghost of Tsushima proves that silence, style, and subtlety can be just as powerful as spectacle.
Number 10. Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 is remembered for one reason above all else: its characters. Your crew isn't just there for combat, they're people with fears, regrets, and personal battles. Every loyalty mission strengthens bonds, making the final act one of the most intense endings in gaming history. The suicide mission works because it earns your anxiety. Success or failure depends entirely on how well you understood your team. The galaxy feels vast, dangerous, and alive, yet deeply personal. Choices don't disappear, they follow you. Mass Effect 2 proved that science fiction doesn't need scale alone, it needs heart. It set a standard for narrative-driven RPGs that few games have matched since. 9. GTA 5. GTA 5 is controlled chaos. 3 protagonists, 3 perspectives, one massive world that never sleeps. Los Santos feels alive, unpredictable, absurd, and endlessly entertaining. The game balances sharp satire with serious storytelling,
reflecting modern society through exaggeration and irony. Each character represents a different response to the same world: ambition, desperation, and recklessness. Missions are varied, heists are thrilling, and the freedom is unmatched. Even years later, players return because GTA 5 feels limitless. It isn't just a game, it's a sandbox of stories waiting to happen. Few titles have shaped gaming culture like this one.
Dark Souls 3 is more than a game. It's a test of patience, skill, and resilience. From the moment you step into its ruined kingdoms, the world tells a story of decay, ambition, and forgotten glory. Every corner hides danger, every shadow conceals a challenge, and every victory feels hard-earned. Combat is deliberate and unforgiving. Timing, stamina, and strategy are everything. There are no easy paths, and failure is constant, yet it teaches you, shapes you, and makes every triumph unforgettable. The bosses aren't just obstacles, they are legends. Each encounter a story of power, despair, and awe. Beyond the combat, the world itself is a masterpiece of environmental storytelling. Architecture, ruins, and subtle lore create a sense of history and mystery that lingers long after you leave. Dark Souls 3 isn't about entertainment, it's about an unforgettable journey, one that challenges both your skill and your courage.
7. The Last of Us. The Last of Us isn't just a game, it's an emotional journey that stays with you long after the credits roll. In a world devastated by infection, survival isn't heroic, it's brutal, messy, and morally complex. You step into the shoes of Joel, a man hardened by loss, tasked with protecting Ellie, a young girl who represents hope in a hopeless world. Their relationship evolves naturally, full of tension, humor, and heartbreak, making every choice feel personal. Combat isn't just action, it's fear, strategy, and consequence, reminding you that every encounter could be your last. The story refuses to give easy answers, exploring love, sacrifice, and the human cost of survival. Every detail, from the quiet moments of connection to the tense, desperate fights, immerses you completely. The Last of Us proves that video games can tell stories as powerful, complex, and unforgettable as any film.
Number 6. God of War 2018. God of War 2018 is a masterclass in reinvention. Kratos, once defined by rage and vengeance, is now a father navigating a world far larger, deeper, and more dangerous than any he's faced. The story is as much about his relationship with Atreus as it is about gods and monsters, exploring themes of parenthood, responsibility, and the struggle to break the cycle of violence. Combat is brutal, weighty, and precise. Every swing of the Leviathan axe feels earned, every encounter a test of skill and strategy. The single, unbroken camera draws players into the journey, making every moment feel intimate and personal. The Norse world is breathtaking, filled with secrets, beauty, and danger at every turn. God of War proves that a beloved franchise can evolve, delivering not just spectacle, but deep emotion and unforgettable storytelling. Number 5. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Skyrim is freedom, pure and unfiltered. From the moment you step out into its vast, snow-covered landscapes, you're not just playing a game, you're living an adventure. Mountains tower overhead, forests stretch endlessly, and every town, cave, and hidden corner holds a story waiting to be discovered. You can be anyone, do anything, and explore anywhere. Whether it's becoming a legendary dragonborn, joining factions, or simply wandering the wilderness, the world reacts subtly to your choices, creating moments that feel personal and unique. Combat, magic, and stealth give you countless ways to shape your journey, while side quests often rival the main story in depth and intrigue. Skyrim isn't perfect, but its sense of exploration, freedom, and wonder is timeless. It's a game that invites you to get lost, and the world remembers, making every playthrough a personal epic of your own creation. 4. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3 is a masterpiece of storytelling and world-building. You step into the shoes of Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter in a world that's as beautiful as it is cruel. Every choice matters. There are rarely clear answers, only consequences that linger and shape the story. The main quest is epic, but the side quests are equally compelling, often more emotional than other games' entire narratives. From political intrigue to personal struggles, the game paints a living, breathing world full of depth and nuance. Combat is tactical and challenging, but it's the characters, relationships, and moral dilemmas that stay with you. The Witcher 3 doesn't just invite you to play, it pulls you into its universe, making you feel the weight of every action. Few games achieve this level of immersion, beauty, and emotional resonance. 3. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild isn't just a game, it's a revolution in how open worlds are experienced. From the moment you step out of the Shrine of Resurrection, Hyrule feels alive, expansive, and full of possibility. Mountains beckon, forests hide secrets, and every valley promises adventure. The game doesn't hold your hand, it trusts you to explore, experiment, and discover in your own way. Combat, puzzle solving, and survival blend seamlessly, rewarding creativity and curiosity over brute force. The physics-driven world encourages clever thinking. Every tool, every enemy, every environmental hazard can be used to your advantage. Yet beyond mechanics, Breath of the Wild captures a sense of wonder and freedom rarely felt in games. It doesn't just challenge your skill, it challenges your imagination. This is a world to get lost in, to make your own, and to never forget.
2. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is more than a game. It's a living, breathing world that demands patience, attention, and emotion. You follow Arthur Morgan, a man caught between loyalty, morality, and survival in the fading days of the Wild West. Every action, no matter how small, carries weight. A conversation, a theft, a gunfight, the world remembers. The landscapes are breathtaking, from snow-covered mountains to dusty plains, each corner filled with secrets, wildlife, and stories waiting to unfold. Combat is tense and deliberate, requiring strategy and awareness, while exploration offers moments of beauty, reflection, and discovery. But it's the characters that leave the deepest mark. Arthur, Dutch, and the gang feel real, flawed, and human. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game you play, it's a story you live, one that lingers in your mind long after you've left its world.
1. Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a masterpiece that redefines what open-world gaming can be. From the very first moment, it places the player in a vast, mysterious world without hand-holding, trusting you to explore, survive, and discover at your own pace. Every corner hides danger, every mountain promises discovery, and every victory feels hard-earned and deeply personal. The combat is precise, punishing, and rewarding, forcing strategy and mastery, while the interconnected world encourages curiosity, experimentation, and awe. But beyond mechanics, Elden Ring tells its story subtly through the environment, item descriptions, and encounters, making every detail meaningful. It's a game that respects patience, challenges skill, and rewards persistence. Its scale, design, and emotional impact are unlike anything else in modern gaming. Elden Ring doesn't just invite you to play, it immerses you in an epic journey of mystery, discovery, and triumph that will stay with you forever.
And that's it. 18 games that prove gaming is more than just a hobby. These titles made us feel, think, and lose ourselves in their worlds for hours, sometimes years. If you've played even a few of these, you already know how special they are. And if you haven't, your journey is just beginning. Drop your favorites in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.